What's up, everybody? How's everyone feeling? It's the weekend. We are just one day away from Championship Sunday. We got the AFC title game and we got the NFC title game. But the game that I want to talk about, and look, we got two number one seeds and we have an underdog team. And I know America likes the underdog. You know, the Lions have been a feel good story. They have been this fairy tale story all season up until now. Now they are in the playoffs with a chance to play the 49ers. Now, if this was at home, if this was a home game for the Detroit Lions, would I have favored the Detroit Lions? Maybe I would have given them a chance to win. Maybe the odds wouldn't be stacked up against them. And then again, I have said that the 49ers are a very good team. And I have picked the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. Well, I picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl, but earlier in the year, you might remember me saying that the 49ers would be a Super Bowl contender and would, eventually reach the Super Bowl. Well, they would have to go through the Baltimore Ravens, but the Detroit Lions will visit the San Francisco 49ers for Sunday's NFC Championship game. It's a compelling matchup featuring a 49ers team that's made the NFC title game in three straight seasons, and a Lions team that hasn't been this far since the 1991 season. The Detroit Lions have their hands full against a very, very good 49ers team. The number 3 seed Detroit Lions are back and hungry to prolong their playoff run, which has been electrifying, which has been very exciting. It has given us something to talk about, but the 49ers are the more complete team. They are balanced on both sides of the ball, and they have a lot of playmakers, right? They have a running back who's very dynamic, Christian McCaffrey. You have Brandon Ayuk, who's to me is a very underrated wide receiver. Doesn't get talked about very much, but does his thing, right? Offensively on that side of the ball. The 49ers just have too much. And that's why I have them winning this game. They just have too much on the offensive side, particularly. It seems a bit unfair if you're the Lions, in a way. And I just think that the 49ers will win this game. They're not losing at home. Santa Clara is a tough place to play. I think they'll be ready for the 49ers. I think the 49ers know that they have unfinished business, that they want to finally, win the Super Bowl, because they've been there before, but they've fallen short. And good luck if you're Detroit, and that defense. Good luck facing this team. It'll be interesting to see what the 49ers do with their run defense, because I know their run defense has been a glaring weakness. I know their run defense hasn't always been able to make stops. And let's see if they do a reasonable job containing Detroit's run game. You got David Montgomery out there. You got Gibbs. These two guys are both big-time threats. And the 49ers run defense ranks number 26. So that's something to look out for, And if you go back to that Green Bay game, they targeted that weakness with several crack tosses, including a late one to Aaron Jones that went for a huge gain. So the 49ers, you can hear my neighbor next door yelling at her dog. God, she always does that. And it's interfering with my video. But I'm going to try to get through this, everybody. The 49ers have, emphasized better edge setting and tackling angles from the back end this week. So we'll see what will happen Let's see if this defense deliver an extraordinary effort in that area. They're gonna have to be better in that area because I'm telling you, the Lions will pound the rock, and I think controlling the run is vital because the 49ers want to create pass rushing leverage against Lions quarterback Jared Goff. They want to put some pressure on him. Jared Goff has efficient numbers. You look at his stat sheet, man, and the numbers are simply off the chart. He's had a good year, but he plays better at home. We know he plays better at home. But his efficiency, and when he's under a lot of pressure, he has ranked much lower than those from a clean pocket. So I think that's one thing you want to do. You want to force him to make mistakes, and by bringing the pressure, you could force him to turn it over, right? And the 49ers would love to force turnovers and give someone like Brock Purdy a short field. And if they can do that, man, it's going to be a long day for the Detroit Lions. The 49ers, they have saw a lot of success against Goff when he was with the Rams, by the way. And how it happened was by cutting off a primary style of play, and not giving him much time to work, right? So the run game, their run defense is going to have to be huge for the 49ers. I think that's something to keep an eye on, especially with a Lions team that like to run play action. I think if the Lions have a chance to win this game, it's going to be by running the ball, controlling the clock, limiting turnovers, and capitalizing in the red zone. You got to capitalize in the red zone. You got to get it done in the red zone. That's going to be critical. That's what it's going to take against a 49ers team with few obvious weaknesses. You're not going to really expose this team because there's really no weaknesses. The 49ers have allowed the third fewest rushing yards per game this season. But they've also seen the fewest rush attempts of any defense. So I think if the Lions win, they definitely want to run the ball. Defensively, the Lions' top two run defense will need to shine. It will need to be at the top of its game. The Lions have allowed an individual back to rush. They haven't allowed an individual back to rush for 70 yards this season. I think their run comes to an end. Unfortunately, this is where we'll say goodbye to the Detroit Lions. But they'll be back in years to come. They got a very good team. Dan Campbell has done a good job, resuscitating this franchise. He's bought this franchise from bottom to top. So you gotta show this man a lot of love for what he did, because when he first got the job and when you heard his press conference, a lot of people didn't take this man seriously. They laughed at him. They didn't think he was the right guy for the job. You heard all of this negativity about him, that he wouldn't be the right guy for the job. And look what he's done. It's amazing. It's amazing. He has reestablished that culture, and he has made this team good. And the Lions, man, they are a gritty team. Let me tell you, this won't be an easy bout for the 49ers. This will be a hard-fought game from start to finish. The Lions are not going to back down that easy. If you think the Lions are going to come in and fold and stare this team in the eye and in the face of adversity, and you think they're going to just look at them and walk the other way, you got another thing coming. That's not happening. Don't take this Lions team for granted. You can't take this Lions team for granted. Great team. They play an aggressive style of football. They're very aggressive. They like to get after it. And I think it's going to be a very, very good game. It's going to be a very, very good game. And the Lions, man, they are just one of those teams that can very well get it done. Just not against the 49ers. Not against the 49ers. Like I said, the biggest concern with the 49ers is that run defense, but I think they'll be all right. This is a cohesive unit. This is a team that shows up at the right time, and I'm not even concerned about Brock Purdy. We know Deebo Samuel's going to give it a go. He might not be 100%, but he is definitely playing. He was limited in practice on Thursday, but he is going to play. This is a big game. This is the biggest game of Brock Purdy's life. All I need for Brock Purdy to do is take care of the damn football. That's all he needs to do. Take care of the football, make plays, show up in clutch moments, and everything will be fine. And we know what Detroit's biggest weakness is, right? It's pass defense. And, I mean, hey, if you just get the ball to your receivers, you use those weapons that you have, because he has weapons at his disposal. Now it's up to him to target exceptionally well, find his targets exceptionally well. I think he can do that. The Lions, they have run a lot of zone defense, which has benefited their run defense, but it has left openings in the intermediate parts of the field, which Purdy has targeted, again, exceptionally well. So that would be something to definitely look out for too. But I definitely like the 49ers in this game. They're just a better team. They're good on both sides of the ball. They have too much offensive firepower. You have a dynamic running back in Christian McCaffrey. You have Deebo Samuel, who can explode at any moment. You have George Kittle, who loves being in the spotlight and who likes to put on a great show. The 49ers offense is extremely difficult to contain, particularly down the stretch. And I just don't see it happening. So give me the 49ers in this game. I know defense has not been great, surprisingly, but I think when given all that's at stake here and with so much been on the line, I think the 49ers will do everything they need to do to finally get it done. And they're going to come with a great game plan. You know how Kyle Shanahan is. So, yes, this is the game that the 49ers will win. I got the 49ers winning this game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. I really appreciate the love and support. We'll talk very soon. I'm checking out of here now. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Peace.